episode of the Reppin' the State Line podcast with John, George, and Josh is sponsored by the Brodo Rockstar Group at eXp Realty. The home buying process is stressful, especially when it's your first time. The Brodo Rockstar Group is committed to giving you a stress-free experience while guiding you through the process from getting approved for a loan to getting the keys on closing day. Let their team treat you like a rock star. To book an appointment or to search all available properties in the Stateline area, visit buywithbroda.com.
And we're back.
And not only is Josh late today, but he makes a ton of noise.
Yeah, so sorry about
I'm going to get yelled at. I get it. It's okay.
The annoying looks that you were getting.
Oh, priceless.
They were just looking at you. Yeah, that was great. I loved it. 'Cause that's usually me. So I'm glad it was you.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Well,
whoa.
The people that are listening and don't watch are like, who's sitting here with us? Because just the voice.
Yeah, we have a new guest on the podcast today. Go ahead, Josh. I'll let you
Mr.
do
Double
the
T.
honors.
Hello, everybody.
Well, that was a
Deja vu.
deja
I
vu.
feel like I've been here before, but maybe not. I don't know.
No, all right. So,
Well, this is a first for me.
in the
Yeah, you're new. Yeah.
in the episode 2 that we put out, we did say that there was a snafu, and if someone could figure out what it was, right, they would get a prize. No one figured it out, so we actually recorded an entire episode.
Week 2.
Week 2, 50-some minutes with Double T, and we had Bears memorabilia everywhere.
I mean, it was amazing.
We had cards and helmets and this sign and that sign, and it was this awesome episode. And we're like, man, that was a really good episode. And 10 minutes later, recording gone.
The audio is corrupted.
There was no audio.
Well,
I've been
at
there
all.
too, man. It's the worst.
There were 2 reasons for that. 1, you guys jinxed the Bears season. And 2, I had to call in that day because I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So
Because you had a closing.
I did.
But I think the real one is, I think we turned off the recording like we were supposed to, and we instantly started like setting up before the whole file could like download.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And
I think I rushed the turn off and it downloaded the clap. I got the clap.
The clap made it. But you
For
can
all
use
those
that
out there.
clap over and over again.
Yeah, that's there.
this episode is sponsored by The Clap.
I'm just glad that George said that. We haven't recorded forever. I got the clap.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes, I was late, very late. My boss decided to come into the office today because it was our receptionist. She answers the phone for all 6 locations.
Ooh.
It's her birthday today, and without that woman, our operations goes downhill really quick.
Right.
And so appreciate your receptionist. We appreciate the lady that answers the phone for these companies because they
Really?
deal with a lot.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh, all right.
more than your couch does.
Oh, all right. Let's go.
That's the clap.
But yes, so he came in and took us out to lunch, and we had Stockholm Inn.
Oh, love Stockholm, man.
Dude,
What'd you have?
I had the pot roast with
Wow.
mashed potatoes and gravy.
That's like going back to mom's house or something.
Literally, we're on our way back to the office, and I'm like, my boss is like, God, I could eat, if I was closer, I could eat this place all the time. I said, yeah, because it's home cooked meals.
Yeah.
It's home cooked meals. So,
I'm surprised you're not napping right now.
oh, I hauled. I came from Harrison and 20th. I left my office at 1:45.
Wow.
The longest wait, I think, might be the longest light in town, Harrison and Alpine.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a bad one.
it's a bad one.
Yeah.
It's terrible. You could sit through 4 lights.
Oh, yeah.
It's outrageous.
So what do we got? What we got today? We're continuing our burger.
All right, so
Burger trend?
diving right into burgers. I brought us the burgers this week, and because last week was so
Oh, it was bad.
bad,
It
Guys,
was bad.
It was.
It was bad. Don't sugarcoat it.
I've had a lot worse.
No.
okay, well that'll be the next time you bring a burger. But I decided let's go to Areo. So because I complained about Areo switching their burgers, they went to smash burger format now, and I don't know.
Okay.
Double T, you go to Areo a lot, like.
I have been there, not a lot, but I've been there a few times.
All right. So our criteria this year that we're tasting burgers, we're doing, double patty, bacon cheeseburgers, and as they make it. So the closest thing that hit our criteria is their fried pickle burger. So it has everything we've had on our burgers except the pickles are fried. That's the only difference.
Ooh.
So 2 patties, aged cheddar cheese,
Bonus
bacon,
points for-
fried pickles. It's a Cajun ranch. That's the sauce.
Ooh.
Lettuce, tomato, onion, and it comes on a brioche bun.
Whoa.
So we're checking all of George's boxes because George is a horrible scorer. So just to
I'm
give
not a
everybody-
horrible scorer. I just have high standards for burgers.
All right, just to give everybody a recap, this is going to be our 6th burger. Grant Park Tavern was the first one we did. I gave him an 8. George gave him a 6.5, and Josh gave them an 8.4. All right, Buddy's Burgers in week 2, 8.3 for me, 7.9 for George, 8.9 for Josh. They're currently in first place for us.
Yeah.
Buddies?
Buddies
Buddies.
is leading the pack right now.
Baker Street Burgers with a total score of 22.3. It was an 8 for me, an 8 for George, but a 6.3 for Josh. He
Yeah.
went the opposite direction.
Okay.
JC's, they're only 9/10 of a point behind Buddies, and it's all because of Josh. I'm
Yep,
just Megan.
Josh.
It's Josh's
Josh's
fault.
How
fault.
is it my fault?
Because he went
Because I
lower.
gave him an 8.2. He gave him a 7.7 when you went 8.3. And you were saying this was like your favorite burger in town.
It was good.
Where's
It was
JC's at?
At Davis Junction. On like 72 and like
okay.
251.
It's really good.
And on
But-
National Cheeseburger Day, they sold like
280 cheeseburgers
That
out of
day.
this place.
Oh my God.
They
That
actually
day.
won best of Ogle County.
Okay. I have to check that place out. Never
Yeah.
been.
And then last
It's
week
really
we went
good.
to Detour Bar and Grill on Riverside. I gave him a 5. George gave him a 6, and Josh gave him a 5.9. So they're at
It was their
16.9.
lowest. Yeah, their lowest by far.
It was not good.
So
It was
but,
dry. It was dry. That's the problem. No
But-
sauce.
My brother-in-law made a good point, and I don't know. We're gonna have to make it out there because I think they've won multiple awards for best burger in town. Right at Corners.
Oh yeah, it's a good spot. Good spot.
Well, that won't
We may
travel
have
well.
to-
We might
No,
have to go
we
there.
might have to go there
You
That's
know,
what we did with JC's
because
as well.
because now that I think about it, they've won. I think because I mean you see all those awards.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
think Ride Dot One has won best burger.
Yeah, they're
Ooh,
good.
numerous
we may have to
times.
do that.
That's a good road
Before
trip
the end
too.
of-
Yeah,
I definitely recommend that. And I don't know if you guys knew. Do you guys remember the old Bing's Drive-In?
dude, there's a Bing truck.
There's a Bing's
I just
truck.
found out,
I had it the other day. Yeah, I recommend it.
but it's
Very-
not out all the time.
No, you got to catch it. It will be out most Fridays across the street where it was originally located. There's a fire station there.
Yeah.
If they're not at a festival, they're usually there on Fridays.
South Main,
Yeah, South
Okay.
Main.
Okay.
like south of
South of Harrison.
Harrison,
Yeah.
south of
Right before the bypass.
Yeah,
All right, I know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a couple episodes left. I like these. All right. Now that I just ate an entire meal,
Yes.
I know.
try
I
it
just
out.
ate lunch too, so I get it.
onto my. What'd you have for lunch?
I just had a turkey burger.
This is a monster burger. I'm just going to say here for descriptions, for people listening to the podcast, there is a ton of stuff on here. It is stacked.
It's hard to pick up.
Oh, Josh is making a face.
Good.
Josh is making his oh good face. I haven't gotten into it yet. I'm kind of like don't want us
That
all to have dead
sauce.
air. You know, because Double T, you're a radio guy. You know, dead air is the worst air.
Yeah.
So George is going to town on that burger. One bite. He's had like 4.
I've had 2.
Okay. Josh like eats the whole burger before he even gives a score.
Very salty.
Not the last one.
Right. That's true. I hate to keep saying that.
They need to know.
Right. You got to help them out.
All right. I'm going to move my microphone here if Josh can talk for a minute. Well, maybe not.
I can.
So, Josh, why don't you like go into what you did this weekend?
This weekend, I put a Facebook post out. I don't know if any of you guys saw it. Late last night, and it was just like a reel, like a TikTok type thing of just like photos of my family over the weekend. And I captioned it. Here, I'm gonna read the caption to you guys because it's so true in life and in just in general. I would probably say. Reels. So my caption was, life gets so busy that you forget to live in the moment. This weekend we chose to live in the moment. We spent the whole weekend with hardly any technology. A lot of magical moments were found. So my sister got married on Saturday, and then we went to Gobert's in Pine Creek Grove. It's a pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
One of my absolute favorite places to go. And my kid is 8 years old, and our middle's 3, and he likes to play a lot of video games. We got him a cell phone for his birthday, so that when he goes to a friend's house, if he needs to call us for any which reason, he has it. And so he kind of gets wrapped up in the video games and the phone sometimes when he's not, obviously playing sports. And now my 3-year-old's getting into the iPad, and so this weekend I'm gonna take accountability. I'm always on my phone, but that's my work, right? An insurance agent, we're a service-heavy industry. We deal with phone calls and texts and emails all the time. So Saturday morning, we had the football game. We get down to my sister's wedding in Byron, and I look at my wife. I said, "You know what? I'm gonna leave my phone in the car." Like
What?
Yeah, I'm unplugging.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she left her phone in the car. I left my phone in the car. My son left his phone in the car. And from like 12:30 until we got in the car at like 10:30, no one had their phone. We played. We had the wedding. My son.
Did you drink?
I did. I drank heavily, but
I figured.
But my son.
You had to do something.
It was so funny because my son literally came in from there, like a little park there, and came in. He goes, "Has the party started yet?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You ready to boogie, Dad?" Of course I am. And and they listen to a lot of country and rock, and my son's like, "I don't know these songs." I go, "Yeah, they're good songs." He goes, "But I'm still gonna dance." And we danced and danced and danced and danced and just had one heck of a time. And then Sunday, he had baseball practice, and we got in the car, and my whole wife's side of the family, we all went to the pumpkin patch out there in Pingree Grove, and the cousins, my nephew Noah and our 3 kids, just played and played. I left my phone in my pocket and just played. And it was awesome, right? And then you look back at some of the photos and stuff that everyone took of the days and this, and you're like, wow, I need to do that way more often.
It's a great idea.
I just need to leave my phone in the car.
Yeah.
And people are like trying to talk to me about work. I'm like, I'm not working today. I don't have my phone.
It's a good way to get out of work.
I'm not doing it. And they're like, I'll call you Monday. I said, yeah, just call me next week and we'll take care of it.
And did the world stop moving?
No,
Yeah,
it kept
100%.
going.
No.
And we made so many family memories, and it was awesome. I had one of the best weekends we've had in a really, really long time.
That's awesome.
So what'd you score the burger?
8.6.
8.6.
Whoa.
I really like the sauce.
All right. Well, what did I score the burger? I thought that, let's go over my criteria.
He has a long criteria.
I thought it was a little too salty, too much salt.
Well, I think that's the bacon.
Yeah,
It's like a maple bacon.
yeah. To me, it was a big amount of salt that I tasted. The sauce was great. The bun was great. Everything else kind of made it. So it doesn't unseat Buddies for me though. So I'm gonna go 7-8. I still think Buddies is better.
Yeah, Buddies is good.
What did I do this weekend? We had a whole lot of stuff. Running kids to volleyball, to choir or voice lessons, to church, to the we had a great evening with the neighbors. We hung out last night. Yesterday, I watched the team. They don't even deserve to be mentioned, and it was atrocious. And if you were guessing, yes, I'm talking about the Cowboys. They lost. It was pretty bad, pathetic, to the Arizona Cardinals. And I watched the Sunday night game with some neighbors. So I had an eventful weekend.
How do you feel about the Dolphins, man? Holy cow.
Wow.
70-20. Yeah. That next week is going to be a unique matchup, and I'll be there. Denver against the Bears. The team that got outscored by 50 against the team that doesn't have a clue. We'll find out. Maybe something's got to give. One of these teams, I mean, should I think I'm going to make fun of it and just say, hey, Bears, let's ride. I mean, that was the downfall of the Broncos. It's time. Maybe we need to do some reverse psychology. I don't know. I'm very disappointed in my team.
Yeah,
John.
I know. I feel your pain. Like, I mean, you're finally getting to feel what it's like being a lifelong Jets fan.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I hate to say it, like, everybody was so excited when they first started talking Double T. George starts calling me. He's like, Aaron Rodgers. He's going to the Jets. I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
And months and months and months, and it finally happens. Are you excited? Are you excited? I'm like, yeah. And I hate to joke about it, but it's like, it's kind of when you're in an abusive relationship. Like, you hope for the best, but you know something bad's going to still keep happening if you stick with it.
Right.
And here we were, what? 1 drive, 4 minutes, 4 drives,
4 plays.
4 plays. First drive, Achilles out. Zach forgot everything he learned. The offensive line is like, what's going on? We can't seem to do anything. And it was a much closer game than you had with the Bears yesterday, but it wasn't until the end.
I mean, we got pummeled like that because of Taylor Swift. That's the only reason. She wasn't at the
So you
game.
blame Taylor Swift now?
100%.
Like, is she dating somebody on the team?
Yeah, Kelsey.
Oh, that's why.
He needed to show off, so they kind of did their little hoo-ha, and yeah.
Well, you know it's all scripted.
Oh, yeah.
The whole NFL is scripted anyway. That's why they did it.
Did you see my favorite tweet of the weekend was somebody tweeted that, did you see that Zach Wilson,
No.
Oh, he dropped back and he started turning and he basically spun into the ground and nobody touched him and he got sacked. And somebody tweeted, "Oh, it looks like Manti Te'o's girlfriend sacked Zach Wilson today." It was really wow. Yeah, it was pretty good.
You know, one funny thing that I've been hearing a lot is that the Bears are now the homecoming team. They're the team you schedule. And so Travis Kelce had his homecoming date with Taylor Swift. So they invited the Bears to be the team.
They're the September FCS team.
You're talking about the
college football.
The Jefferson Jayhawks?
Yeah. Yes. Belvedere Bucks. Yeah.
East.
Yeah. East Rams. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't forget the Indians up there in Hano.
They don't schedule them for homecoming games.
No.
Oh, that's funny. What'd you score this?
Huh?
What do you score this?
I'm actually impressed with this one. Smash patty. So I've had it before. It was a smash patty, so I'm still thinking that way. But I'm going to go 8.2 on this one. I mean, I'm usually in the 8s unless it's really bad because I think every burger deserves a chance. But the biggest thing I want to know is Double T.
Yeah.
What do you think about this burger?
I liked it. I thought the burger itself was very good. I like the bacon. A lot of times you get bacon on a burger, it's really greasy. Yeah. I thought this was nice. The flavor, the sauce was nice too. So I'm gonna hit it up with an 8.3.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Those are going to be bonus points.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's going to be the only burger with 4 votes. That's not fair.
Well, no. I'm saying at the end of the season,
and I really like
we are
the
going to let.
Oh, their chips.
Their chips are
The
amazing.
chips are amazing. But I'm thinking, though, those 8.3 points, right? Our 10th episode, we're going to pick who the best burger is. I think the fans should get involved. So where do everybody want to see Double T's score go to?
We'll see. That's a lot of work.
I mean, it's not a lot of work. It's 5 minutes.
Okay.
I mean,
got to add and subtract.
I know. And like, I'm the one that does it all
math is
every week.
hard.
Yeah.
Math is hard.
So,
It's really
so
hard.
Double T, what'd you do this weekend?
What did I do this weekend? Well, Friday night I had some friends in town, a band called Waylon. Went to go see them down at District, so that was fun. Seeing some live music. What did I do Saturday? I did something on Saturday. I can't remember what now. Oh, it was my mother-in-law's birthday.
Oh, you can't forget that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we went up to Rockton and went to lunch at Fibs in downtown Rockton
Good food up at Fibs.
and had some meatloaf. It was really good.
Ooh.
And then went to the Dairy House for dessert.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was very delicious.
Can you not go to the Dairy House when you're up in Rockton?
It's hard not to. And then my nephew works there, and I waited till he got on shift so I could get the discount.
How long did you wait?
About an extra half hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, so that was good. And then Sunday watched football all day. And
So you didn't
Disappointed.
just walk up and say, "Hey guys, I'd like a ice cream." You know who I am, right?
no, I don't do that.
I'm just kidding.
Well, me, it was uneventful this weekend. So I'm not going to bore
2
you.
weekends in a row.
Yes. Well, you know,
His wife's injured. They
true.
can't do much.
well, she hurt her shoulder and her neck and all like that. So she has some issues going on. But we're going to Vegas on Sunday.
So you wanted a low key weekend.
We're just keeping it low. We're going to Vegas from Sunday to Friday. It's my company convention out there at the Mandalay Bay. We're just going to go nuts for like a week. And so we're just taking it easy. I have renovation going on right now at my house. My bathroom is gutted. Dogs are going crazy. So
Who's doing the work?
it is Dan Drewer from
Drew R.
Drew R Services.
Yes, he's good.
So yeah, he's doing the work. He's
I'm excited.
gutted it out this morning. You guys will see the progress photos once it's finished. But I mean, yeah, a lot of the contractor friends I have are busy for months and months and months. My wife's been waiting since we basically bought the house in 06 for a new bathroom. So I wasn't going to wait any longer. Dan said he had time on his schedule. So here we go. He did some work for me recently, entryway and my front door and all, and it was just amazing. And they did a great job. So going to keep that going. But yeah, we just kept it quiet. Softball though, my oldest son, I told you guys he's living with his girlfriend up in Beloit. She talked him into playing fall ball. He's a hockey player.
Oh,
I did no service for this kid growing up because I'm not a baseball guy. So we weren't, you know, we're not hitting the ball. We're not throwing a catch. You know what I mean? We're playing hockey in the backyard, like down the basement, out in the driveway, that kind of stuff. So he's playing softball now. It's the funniest thing to watch because he's super competitive. He's usually good at every sport,
but he's not.
but he can't seem to not pop it up in the infield.
That's great.
That's awesome.
And then his girlfriend laughs at him, and it's just the funniest thing. So Kyle and Maya, thanks for the entertainment every Friday night. Where
they playing at?
They're playing up at some bar in Janesville. There's I don't even know the name of the place. It's
The back bar?
like yeah, that's it. Yep, you know
A
the
lot of
fields.
live music at the back bar.
Yes, there is. Yeah, good spot. Yeah.
So we're parked over there. I keep reminding Venice, yeah, we got to park a little bit back because the balls do come into the parking lot. So don't want one going through the windshield.
That's just what you need, right?
That's a fact.
But that's been about it. Like just watching some softball and cleaning up around the house and taking care of things before we leave for a week.
That's a long time to be in Vegas.
It is.
I think 72 hours at most in
Something-
Vegas.
So in a previous life, when I met my wife, I was a traveling salesman. I sold baby products to dollar stores, and I was in Vegas 4 times a year for a week each time.
Okay.
And that was ridiculous.
Oh, that's
And
way
by my
too long.
third day in Vegas, I'm like, I want out of here. I can't be here anymore. It's like you're either out of money or you're way up, and just the lights and the dinging all the time drive you nuts. So
Well, they don't do the dinging anymore.
I have a bunch of
You
buddies
used
that
to,
live in
used to
Vegas.
walk in through Vegas and you just hear the chick, 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 the coins hitting the bottom of the machine. They don't do it. It's all tickets now. Yeah, it's all electronic.
yeah, it's been 20 years since I've been in Vegas. So I'm sure everything looks totally different.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Speaking of that, I'm excited for the new casino to open up in this next summer of 2024.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Do you have any part in that?
I mean, I've been doing some stuff out there with them through the radio station. They sponsor my show, actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Hard Rock Casino.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to. I've been out there a few times for some live broadcasts and stuff, so I'm looking forward to the.
Really looking forward to that.
Speaking of construction, 1 week this will be finished. I'm excited. My
Oh,
bar.
the bar.
The bar.
And then we'll be able to drink
Tomorrow.
bourbon
While we're on
on the air.
my high-end bourbon bar will be complete tomorrow. I'm excited.
So, all right, I can't waste an opportunity. I mean, I have Double T. You're here, radio legend. I need to know, who is your favorite guitarist of all time?
Ooh, it's a good one. It's a good one. I'm gonna go Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right.
All right.
Oh, there's many that I enjoy.
Oh, I
but-
know. That's like I have like a top 3, and it's hard for me to like just pick one I like the best.
Yeah.
And some of that's my dad's influence. So, like Eric Clapton, he's like right there.
Eric Clapton
And
is
then
amazing.
for me, Slash and The Edge are like right there. But that's like how I always sat.
completely different in
Style.
styles and
Yes.
directions. Yeah.
But you know, you got to always be growing and listening to different types of music. Right now, I'm on a jazz kick for some reason. That's all I.
I thought you were gonna say Young Gravy.
Well, I like some Young Gravy too. Like, have you heard his latest track? You Need Jesus. You need to hear that.
No.
That I mean, it's just the
I'm good.
funniest
Young
thing.
Gravy. Young Gravy's hilarious.
My daughter
my
introduced
favorite.
me to that.
I grew up taking guitar lessons. My favorite was Steve Vai. Always has been. Steve.
Nice.
Yeah. And Clapton. I love Clapton.
Yeah,
I could play
I
like
saw Clapton last fall. when he came through Chicago. Yeah, he's still amazing.
Just the guy.
You know who's
Everything
amazing
he's
on a
ever-
guitar?
Who?
John Mayer. I don't know if you've ever seen him, but the dude can play.
He can, yeah.
Like,
he's
holy
very
cow.
good, yeah.
He's so gifted. Yeah. He's a pop star, but you don't think that, but he is.
Well,
Like,
I don't mind pop stars that actually play music, that actually know what they're doing, that don't use auto tune for everything. Because that's the worst part. Like you hear a lot of modern music now, and it's like sounds great, and then you go see somebody in a concert, and you're like, what?
what was that?
What was that? It's like, so when you go to a concert and you hear it as if you're listening to the album, but you know they're playing live. It's not like they're lip
That's-
syncing. It's not Milli Vanilli back in the 90s, just singing to a track.
That was probably my favorite part of the Ed Sheeran concert.
Oh,
He
George is a
sounds-
huge Ed Sheeran fan. by
Huge
the way.
Ed Sheeran.
Really? Okay.
Huge, absolutely.
I saw his documentary. Is that on Apple
that-
TV?
yep.
Yeah, I thought that was
Yes, it was Apple TV.
that. I didn't know a lot about him. And
No,
then
it was Disney Plus. Apple
Disney
TV,
Plus. That was it.
Apple
yes.
TV did the live when his new album come out.
Okay.
They put out a live.
But yeah, he
concert.
went to Europe and everything to go see him.
Yeah, I saw him in Wembley last year, and then I saw him 3 times in a span of 8 days this year. In his summer tour.
Cool.
Nashville. I got to see him which is I don't think it'll ever be topped at the Ryman.
Oh
That
yeah,
was-
I've heard a
that
lot
was
of good things about that
incredible.
place. Yeah.
But he knows, like he sounds just like his album live. There is no auto tune. He's amazing. Probably one of my favorite things. When you
So
go see him.
last time we had Double T on here, it was strictly
A Bears episode.
Bears episode.
Right.
And so now, normally when we have guests on the podcast, we just kind of throw out some interview questions and really get to know you and
Sure.
go from there. So it kind of tailored a little bit different. But my question to you is, how did you get started in broadcasting, radio, all that good stuff?
Okay, this is a kind of an interesting story. So I really wanted to be in TV, but behind the scenes. Like my goal was I wanted to be a cameraman for the Cubs. Now you got to remember, when I was a kid, they only played during the day. So I'm thinking, all right, you're working during the day, you're working in the summer, you're outside at Wrigley Field. I'm like, this would be a killer job. But when I was getting ready to go to college, the pressure was there from my parents that, my dad, you should go in business. You should do business. And then so I tried business. I went to Illinois State, and
so did
I
I.
almost flunked out of school. I got a D in accounting 1, and I don't know why, but I took accounting 2, and I got a D in accounting 2. And then I took stats, and I got a D in stats. And I
Just
hated
trend.
it. And I just about failed out. And so I had taken speech, and I got an A in speech. And I'm like, okay, that's good. And I took intro to broadcasting, and I got an A in that. And so, okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, all right, this, I think I found something. This is what I want to do. So then I took TV class. And the guy that was the teacher for TV was the biggest jerk ever.
Uh-oh.
And you were actually in a studio, and you had to, our final assignment was putting together a commercial, and you had to be in master control. You had to produce it, direct it, and everything. And he would scream at us. Now, this isn't like we were running the school TV station or anything. It was TV 1, and he is screaming and yelling at us. And there's no way I was going to be able to handle a couple of more years of this guy. So I'm like, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm just taking the classes, and I'll be fine. Whatever. I'll graduate, and then I'll figure out from there. I was in a class, and teacher was like, okay, it was radio and TV programming. And there's probably about 25 people in the class. And the teacher was like, okay, who works for the TV station? It was TV 10. Half the class raised their hand. All right, who works for WZND? That was a radio station. Another half raised their hand. Who works for the paper, the Daily Vedette? And then a couple people from both raised their hand. So I was the only person in the class that never raised my hand. So when class was over, I was walking out, and the teacher, this was the first day of class. She didn't even know who I was. She stops me, and she says, excuse me, can we talk a second? I'm like, yeah, sure. She's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. I tried TV. It really wasn't my thing. I'm not too sure. She says, well, I'm the advisor for the radio station. Why don't you come out and try out for the radio station? We're having tryouts next week. I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I signed up. did the tryout, made it, and did my very first shift. I worked 2 a.m. till 6 a.m. on a Saturday into a Sunday. Now, you got to remember, I'm in college. Everyone's partying and stuff. So I one night, I'm sitting there at a party, and everyone's drinking and having a good time. I'm like, why am I doing this? But I went, 2 a.m., I cracked the mic, and I was sold from there. Had to do it from there. And I did it the rest of the time I was at ISU, and then started looking for a job when I got out of school.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I went to Illinois State, fellow Redbird alum.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
So if it wasn't, I just sent that teacher an email because this year's my 30th anniversary in Rockford. So I sent her a message, and I'm like, I just wanted to let you know, because of what you said, I am now in Rockford for 30 years and still on the radio and stuff. And she was blown away that I reached out to her and stuff. But I mean, teachers do make a difference.
Oh, yeah.
People do make a difference in people's lives.
And these two guys right here, their wives are educators. My wife is a coach, so we know that like those people in your life that give you that little push. It might not be in what you're doing right this moment, but they can pick something up that's going to take you to places you never thought before.
Right. So I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't met that teacher and she talked me into doing it. I wouldn't have gone out for the radio station.
So did you bounce to other markets, or right from college did you come up to the Rockford area?
I came right to Rockford. My goal was to be here for 6 months to a year because I lived in the suburbs, so they weren't going to hire me in Chicago to go work on the Loop or something, So I was sending my stuff all over the place, and I had some friends from college that lived out here, and they're like, have you tried Rockford? There's some good stations out here. So I applied, and about 6 months later, I got a call from the program director of WXRX, guy by the name of Tim Kroll. And I actually was going to see the Grateful Dead that weekend. I was at Soldier Field all weekend. And I got home, and my mom said, some guy from some radio station called about a job. You better call him now. I'm like, okay, I will. Okay. I will. So I called him on Monday, had an interview on Tuesday, got hired on Wednesday, trained on Thursday, started on Friday.
Holy cow.
I worked midnight to 6 a.m. Monday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the only reason why I got the gig, there was a couple other people that were up for it too. I was the only one that could work that weekend. The other guys couldn't.
Being at the right place at the right time.
At the right
Wow.
time. Yeah, I could work that weekend, and the other guys couldn't.
That is wild.
Yeah, and it's funny because the guy, they needed someone because you needed someone in studio 24/7. And so the guy that normally did that shift wanted the weekend off to go to Summerfest to go see a band called Jackal.
Okay.
Lumberjack song. I don't know if you're familiar with that. And then down the road later on, I would get to know Jesse, the lead singer of Jackal, and he'd become one of my friends. And I'm like, I'm got a job because of you, because this dude wanted to go see your band. He wanted a weekend
crazy.
off. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they took the chance because you've been rock solid 30 years. That's crazy.
Yeah. And so, like I said, I meant to, I didn't mean to stay here this long, but, I looked at other places and opportunities that I was offered wasn't as good as what I had. And I just kept kind of moving up and ended up being home. Met my wife, had our daughter, and this was home. So, yeah, stayed.
Very cool.
Well, you've been on the air in Rockford for 20 years I've been here now. So it's like, I feel like a lot of us that don't actually know you feel like you know each other because you hear you on the radio all the time. You hear the conversations. It's kind of like some of the people that have come to us recently, and it's like, we're small. We hope to have like a 30-year run at this.
Yeah,
this little podcast thing, but
we're only in season 4.
I know,
and this is only our second year because we do 10 weeks on, 10 weeks off. It's a lot to put on a podcast.
Yeah,
it's
not
not easy.
It's a lot of work.
Because we don't have a production company.
No,
this is
we
it.
do it
We're
all.
doing it.
Yeah.
That's why we had our deja vu moment. So we
You
learn as we go.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give somebody that's looking to get into radio or broadcasting of some sort?
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
It's like having kids. Don't do it.
No, you know what? Honestly, it's something you have to love. If you don't love it, you're not going to.
Right, because the odds of becoming that syndicated DJ all over the country on Sirius XM, that's minuscule. That's like going pro playing hockey. That's like, becoming an Olympian with gymnastics. There's so much competition trying to get that 10 spots.
Right. I mean, for every Howard Stern, there's, 100,000 other people on the radio.
Right.
But you can make a living. You can do it but you got to be you got to understand, what you're getting yourself into. It's a lot of hours. It's not the best pay. You're not going to break the bank in
radio.
In radio, yeah, it's one of those things. But you get a lot of perks, and it's a lot of experiences, and that's one thing I've learned to love is experiences. That's what I try to do for my family and stuff for holidays and stuff. I don't give them presents. I give them an experience, like get to do something, to do something fun, meet somebody.
That's really cool.
Or something
My
like
mom
that.
my mom did that growing up. We got presents for Christmas, and our birthdays were experiences.
Right.
We would go do something that we've never done before, and that's how I grew up. It was
That's
really
amazing
really
idea.
cool. And I've actually passed it on to my family. So in January, I take my wife and kids. It was Mason to Chicago. And we go to a Blackhawks game, or we go to a
Yeah, that's the way
Bulls
to do it.
game. We stay the weekend. It's like a yes weekend. If you want to do something, we're doing it. Right. I'm not saying no.
Right.
Like, we're just gonna do it.
Yeah,
and
it's-
stuff, and
That's the
make
way to
those
do
memories.
It. Yeah, but that's the thing. You got to think of it as an experience. You got to be willing to sacrifice a lot if you want to do this job. There's a lot of weekends and nights and holiday. The very first Christmas that I worked, and they don't do that anymore. But the very first Christmas that I was on the radio, I worked 10 hours on Christmas Day
Oh wow.
because someone had to be there. And
Sure.
that
Right.
someone was me, So you got to be willing to take those sacrifices. And it's really more, it used to be about getting to New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, a top 10 market. But more and more, it's more about the company you work for, the building you're working in, and the city you live in. It's not as much about being in the biggest market, because I've got friends that have gone to Chicago and they get canned every 6 months, and then they got to find another job, and then they find that, and then
Well,
8
yeah.
months later, and then a year, and they're bouncing around, or being what I call a radio gypsy,
Yeah,
where you're
just
bouncing
listen to
around the
one-
country. Yeah.
You listen to 101 in Chicago, and every time I'm in the city and I get the station, it's all new DJs.
Yeah.
Like all the time. There's a morning show I'd like to listen to. I used to work downtown.
Sports radio though is pretty consistent. I mean, there's some sports radio people that I listen to, like Waddle and Sylvie.
Yeah.
Like they've been on the air forever and they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I'm a big sports guy, so I love listening to sports talk radio.
Yeah, I do. I listen to a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's only so much listening to your competition, right?
There is some.
No, I don't think so. No, but I totally get what you're saying, because like even in our careers, like Josh was saying, now he's an insurance agent. His phone rings all the time, nights and weekends. I sell real estate. This market right now, I'm working most of the time.
Right.
George does mortgages, same thing. You got to be available for your customers. So same with you, like with the radio station, somebody has to be there all the time. Even on Christmas now, when they're broadcasting in the top 100 songs of all time,
Right.
somebody has to sit there and press a button, make sure things don't burn down, right?
Right. Right. And like for you guys, I mean, like, when's your open houses?
Weekends.
Weekends.
I was there. I was at one in Chicago.
So you
all
guys
day
are,
yesterday.
you're going to be working weekends.
Yeah.
So I understand that totally.
So, but like you said, experiences are definitely the way to go. I do the same thing with my family. It's all about trips, going places, and what can we do to remember? Because that shiny thing you buy somebody fades over time. They
Yeah.
lose it, it breaks. But they go, hey, remember that trip we took camping and we went to Black Hawk Lake? When we were like 12. I'm like, yeah, and the kids will still talk about that stuff.
Right. Right.
So-
That's the way to do it, and you don't get that just, you don't buy those,
No.
you get to experience them with people, and the radio business, you get a lot of that, which is, there's some things that I would, I just sit back and relax. And if I'm thinking about the old days and unbelievable stories and people I've gotten to meet, and those moments where I'm like, is this really happening right now? Like, seriously.
What's one of those memories?
So, Harley Davidson 100th anniversary in Milwaukee, at the Milwaukee Mile. You guys familiar with the Milwaukee Mile, the racetrack there? And the big official Harley party was at the fair, or at the Summerfest grounds.
Okay.
So there was some offshoot parties. So the guy that owns the Full Throttle Saloon in Sturgis, South Dakota, rented out the Milwaukee Mile for that week, and he was advertising. He had just opened up the Full Throttle. He was advertising to have bikers come there to see him, because everyone went to this other place called the Buffalo Chip. And so we got to go. We got invited to go, and with the band Jackal. And I was sitting in their trailer before they played, and door swings open, and a couple guys walk in, and they introduce themselves, and guys like, yeah, my name's John Paul. It was John Paul Mitchell, the hair product guy.
Holy cow.
And he was with the guy from now my mind just went blank. The guy from Easy Rider, the actor.
You might have a better shot at me remembering this over these two.
Yeah.
Easy Rider.
I gotta look it up real quick.
George is hitting Google real quick.
Before my time.
Yep.
You say
Dennis
that a lot.
Hopper.
No, not Dennis Hopper.
Jack
Peter
Nichols?
Peter Fonda.
Peter Fonda.
Oh,
Peter
oh,
Jane
Fonda.
Fonda's dad.
Peter Fonda. Yeah. They just walked in to this trailer. What? You're Easy Rider, dude. Like, you're the ultimate biker. And he's there, and it was crazy. And I got to walk him out on stage to interview or to introduce the band to the crowd and everything. It was just crazy. I mean, it's just one 5-minute moment, you know. It's just,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Just a little starstruck.
Yeah, I mean, you just stuff like that happens all the time, you know. Like you don't expect it, you know.
Spends a lot of time backstage just seeing craziness, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the truth for sure.
Well, I remember, so growing up, my mom, you'll know this. My mom worked at Collins Aerospace with Ron Bellers. Do you know the last name Bellers?
Trying to think. Sounds familiar.
Gorgeous George.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
So I grew up with Gorgeous George my whole life, and then she ended up being my backdoor neighbor with her son Isaac Hare.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember we would go to the Misfits concerts all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I remember we went to one Misfits concert, and I was probably 10, I want to say. Don't know where we were. We get up on the balcony on the right-hand side because we got, special seats. And I look down, and the entire band is naked, playing on stage.
Wow.
Just naked. The whole band.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what band it was or whoever, if you knew of a band that would play naked. But yeah, just naked.
That's hilarious.
Chili Peppers.
just a sock.
Just a sock.
But yeah, I've met
Yeah.
Stephanie a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephanie,
And
good.
she's been on my show. Actually, it wasn't maybe a year ago she was in town and she stopped by.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, I know them very, very well. So it's kind of cool.
Very cool.
So what do we got this weekend?
Ooh, this weekend, well, Oktoberfest is in full swing over at Urban Forest Craft Brewing on East Riverside.
Okay.
I like that place.
Saturday morning starting at noon. Of course, from 8:30 to 12:30, we have the North End City Market, and always have Rockford City Market on Friday nights. There's only a few more weeks of that. It usually ends like middle of October, so get out there. And 4 o'clock this Saturday night, Rockford Speedway. Saturday night at the races. There's not many of these left. So, I mean, it's the end of an era for Rockford Speedway. So get out there and support them.
I remember growing up, I lived across from Speedway my whole life. And I remember one year I was 16 maybe. Me and my buddy, my mom was at Wingding when it was there.
Winged.
And Buck Cherry?
Yes.
Buck Cherry is playing.
Yeah.
And I think their song was Crazy Bitch.
Yeah.
They're playing Crazy Bitch, and me and my buddy are jumping the fence to get in to Wingding. And we jumped the fence, and there's probably a couple hundred people just, like cheering us on. It was probably one of the coolest moments at the Speedway I've ever had.
That moment when Crazy Bitch played at that Wingding that year could have been the greatest concert moment in Rockford history.
You think?
There's just 25,000 people in the center of Rockford Speedway, all bouncing up and down, singing it along at the same time. It was
That's insane.
It was insane.
Yeah, I was jumping the fence at that moment.
The year before, we had 13,000 people. We were hoping for 15 to 17,
And you got 25.
25,000 people.
That's amazing.
Did you have a big hand in putting that on?
Yeah.
Really
Yeah, we
cool.
did that all ourselves. That whole every year we put it on. We booked the bands. We got everything for the rider. We set up in the speedway. Stage director.
This is the consultant we need, because like we have such a hard time just with I have so much fun with our little golf outings we do. I want to see something big like that for repping the state line. Like throw
a massive party.
a massive party.
Yeah,
You ever in the works to throw another massive party?
I'm always available for a massive party.
Nice.
I think we need to do it.
I like it. Oh,
I don't know
Stay
how we're
tuned.
going to do it, but what we're going to do, I think we need to throw another massive party.
Yeah.
I think Rockford is in need of a big
blow up.
wingding again.
Or something. I mean, if not that, something.
Something
Yeah.
along that measure.
I will tell you, the Rockford area, I've lived here now since 2001. I'm from New York City, so it was a little bit of a culture shock at first, but this is an amazing place to be. I say that all the time, and I tell people, they go, "You're from New York. Why would you move to Rockford?" And it's like, you are so close to so much, but yet you have that small town value, and you got like so many great people that you get to know. Like, I mean, is that our next guest, George?
No.
Amazon?
No, that was FedEx.
That was
Sorry, guys.
it's Amazon. So it's just the most amazing big small town you've ever been to, and I tell as many people as I can, come to Rockford area and check it out, because it's not what it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Not at all. I mean, I remember going down to the Metro Center before it was the
Oh, yeah.
Primo Center,
Yeah.
and going downtown, and you wouldn't go there before or after event. You would go there for the event, and you would leave right after.
And you'd
the
walk
event.
very fast from the parking lot to
your car.
the event and back,
Yeah.
because you didn't want to talk to anybody, see anybody, do anything.
What's the word on this open carry in downtown? Have you guys heard about this?
Yeah. I think they're gonna do it.
That's a thing?
Yeah, that is a thing. Yes.
Wow.
Interesting.
Oh, and he means alcoholic beverages, not firearms. You got to be more specific.
Yes.
Oh, open carry of alcohol. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was confused, so I'm glad you.
No,
But it'll be
I
like-
I saw the look on your face.
I was like,
figured
what?
most people around your age are going to be thinking the same thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not gonna be like you can walk around every day, all day with
Alcohol.
open container, but I mean, it'll be set up nicely. I think.
And you know what though? There's little pockets around the state to do that. I go down to Utica regularly,
Oh yeah.
and right there on the main street, we go to the winery there, August Hill. But then you got the burger bar that's across the street, and a couple other restaurants, and there's always live music playing outside. And you go from place to place, grab a drink, walk up and down that street, no issues. I mean, and then you got the
I'd be
band
down.
venues and the outdoor bars and all that stuff. So it's really nice. That's a small town.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how awesome Rockford could be with that.
Yeah, for sure.
You have anything going on in the area?
Yeah. Anything this weekend you want to highlight?
Let's see. Oh, so Friday night on my sister station, 1440 AM or 96.1 FM, WROK, I'm going to be part of the broadcast. We're going to do the Hononegah Boiling game,
Ooh.
which is basically the
big one.
The big one, the
Yeah.
Nig 10 championship. Who wins this game is probably going to win the Nig 10 championship. So we'll be broadcasting that on
Awesome.
Friday night. So
Yeah, Friday. This is a homecoming weekend for my kids too. So we'll be going to Rockford Christian's game this weekend.
That's a big weekend up there in the Hano area.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Is that Boylan?
it's at Boylan, yeah.
Oh.
It's at Boylan.
next
yeah.
week is gonna be
Hononegah Belvedere
Hononegah's-
North.
Yeah, that's Hononegah's homecoming, I believe, next weekend.
Wow.
And then I'm going to go see who's worse, the Broncos or the Bears.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there too.
We'll have to meet up.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be awesome.
So, and just real quick, speaking about 30 years, Guilford High School actually has their 30th reunion this Saturday night at Brewski's. So if you're from Guilford, 30-year class, 93, go check it out.
Pretty cool. Anything else, gents? I really appreciate you coming on. And
No
coming
problem,
back.
guys.
For a second time.
I'll come
Are
back
you-
again. This is
Are
fun,
you
man.
running on Sunday?
Running on Sunday.
The
No.
Stonebridge Marathon with the YMCA?
I am not. I normally do, but I am not.
Because last week you mentioned that. when
I
we were
ran it
talking.
several times. I've
All right.
run it. Rick will be running it. My uncle, 100%. He's a marathoner though. The furthest I ever got was a half marathon, 2017, and I don't think I could ever do a full marathon. That was enough pain
All right.
just to half. 13 miles is a lot.
I mean, miles just to run is a lot. Yeah, it is
13.1
yeah.
and without stopping.
Yeah,
2
yeah.
hours, 20 minutes of straight running. That was, and it was in Nashville when it was Labor Day weekend when it was like 90 degrees. So I'm surprised I didn't faint, to be honest. But it was incredible. That was my claim to fame for running. Well, gents, anything else before we call it an episode?
That's all I've got for you guys as far as things coming up. Just want to remind everybody to do the podcasty and YouTube things wherever you listen or watch. Please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to tell us in the comments section who your favorite burger place in the state line is. We would love to put them to our list. We have a few more weeks.
Yeah, we got this is episode 6, so we got 3 more burgers and then our finale. So
That's it.
that's it.
And I will be
And
in
next week's gonna be
Vegas
interesting.
next week, so I will not be here live.
But we're gonna try to bring you in live.
We're gonna try.
We're gonna try.
Happens.
We're gonna try to do.
You're going to be in Vegas. You're not coming on. Come on.
I'm either gonna be in a convention or I'm gonna be drinking somewhere. So
Or drinking at a convention.
that's
No,
it.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna get his kid's iPad and we're gonna put it on a stand. Then we're gonna FaceTime with John
Oh, there you go.
and put him right there.
Now that
So
would
he's
be
gonna
hilarious.
be like he's here.
And then it's gonna be like he's here.
That would be funny.
That would be.
FaceTime. Put the
I'm gonna and I'll
microphone right
throw
up
I'll
against
throw the burger at your screen. Be like, how did that taste? What do you score that one?
You got to go to the what is the Heart Attack Burger place there? Have you been there? Have
No,
you been there?
I haven't been there in years. So.
Yeah,
Vegas is
if you
awesome.
don't finish it, they paddle you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go live from there.
Oh,
yeah.
I would love that. Put that on TikTok.
Sure.
There you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
TikTok. I'm still learning
John
how to
getting
do
his.
that.
I'm
butt
not on
beat.
that yet. No, I'm yeah.
Well, I'm only there because of these guys. So
There you go. Well, thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week.
and thank you again,
Thank
Total
you,
T,
Double
for
T.
being here.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it anytime.